The big stories live here, right here on Plus TV Africa, and you're watching Tea Time, an entertainment news program, bringing you the really big stories on the entertainment scene. I'm Tokumbo Tyro, and I'm here with my lively, bubbly co-anchors, Lakme Banjo and Ife Oshunkeye. Morning, you two.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, you're looking very suity.
Am I? I thought you'd appreciate it.
I do appreciate it. It's just,
Is it a bit too
it's just very
serious?
different.
Am I? Is it too serious for Tuesday morning?
It's good. It's really good.
Thanks.
It's got a mixture of both, hasn't it?
What's the other side?
The other side is the
Casual.
crazy.
What? I'm not crazy. Shut up, man.
And you're crazy in a sweet way.
Oh, thanks.
Alrighty, so we're starting first with Moms at War. You know, we went for the premiere, and it took place over the weekend on Sunday. So how did you find it, Ife?
Very interesting.
I saw your picture online interviewing that woman.
Who, Omoni?
No.
Ukeria.
Is that how you say her name?
Okay, Ukeria
Anobi. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a star.
Oh, please.
I told you. I'm a star.
You know you went to interview celebrities. You're not actually the celebrity. I hope you know that.
Yeah, but I'm a celebrity.
Can you point that out to him, please?
You saw my picture online, right?
Yeah, I did.
I told you.
Oh my God. So how was it anyway? Who else did you interview?
I introduced almost all of them.
It was star-studded, though. Everyone was there.
Oh my God, you spoke to her?
Yeah, to Denola Gray, to Abayomi Alvin, to Sharon Oja, to Ira Bo.
There were other people though that were there that you didn't talk to, but I noticed them in the audience as well. Ruth Benemesia up here, and there was also Chukwuka.
Lauren Chukwuka.
No, Chioma Chukwuka Akpota.
Yeah, most of them didn't come early for the red carpet.
I know,
so
I'm just saying, there's no way we could have talked to everybody anyway. I'm just
So
saying
how
people
was
that
it
were
anyway?
there.
Because I missed out on this premiere.
No, it's a lovely movie. But
it was a complete comedy. You'd have been laughing all the way through. I was just like,
did they
I
let you
wish
watch
you
the
were
film?
here.
Yeah,
it's a premiere.
Yeah, I know, but did they let you guys actually, did they press watch the film?
Yes.
Oh my God, really?
Like after the red carpets, they asked everyone to go inside and watch the movie.
Oh,
and
it
then
was a
after
proper
the movie,
invitation.
Yeah, so you were
and
really
I was
invited.
raised on the roof at the after party.
Of course he was. Oh, did you go to the after party?
Yes,
You
they
felt
let them. Tokumbo left me. I had to chill alone at the after party.
Okay. Speaking about events, you were at an event on
I
Saturday.
was on Saturday. I went to Political, which was basically like a mobilization concert to try and get people to register for their PVCs whilst having a bit of fun and getting entertained by all these really interesting performers.
And did they turn up? Because I was like,
yeah, so this is the thing. I was really skeptical as to whether or not they were going to turn up. So Two-Face turned up, thankfully.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Terry G, oh my God, I haven't heard of Terry G. And his performance was top notch. Like, I loved it. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Did he come with his bill?
Yeah, he did. And he kept ringing it. It was so funny. Terry G was there. Two-Face was there. Fowls was there.
Wow.
By the way, Fowls' This Is Nigeria performance was so captivating. As in, the people that were there were like, obviously, a lot of the people that were there were like people from the local area. People, a lot more like kind of street people that were there. But as soon as Fowls came on and did This Is Nigeria, they all stopped to listen. Whereas when everyone was encouraging them to get their PVCs, like, they were just like, oh yeah, whatever, chanting.
Okay.
But when Fowls came on, they actually listened. So it just shows how amazing that song is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you know what? Let's quickly bring you this video clip regarding the Moms at War premiere events that we attended over the weekend. Take a look.
So tell us, what was the challenges directing this movie you faced?
Well, in all honesty, we didn't have that many challenges.
Yeah.
Aside from the regular ones, location issues, you know, you go to a location that agreed that you should shoot there a month ago and you go there on the day and they're like, sorry, you can't shoot here anymore.
Oh, okay.
So you have to think on your feet and like, where else can we use? Okay, so we don't lose the whole day, you know. So apart from those little challenges, it was pretty much a smooth shoot.
So that was a beautiful movie. We enjoyed enjoyed everything. And we know you're a great actress. But what was the challenges when you were making this movie? What were the challenges that you were making?
Okay, I create content. I'm a producer for C1 TV, C1 Productions, and getting time to work on other people's projects is actually challenging for me. Leaving my production to come work on another set, it's quite difficult. But seeing the script, I fell in love with it. It's a beautiful one. It's totally different. Anyone can relate with it. So I jumped on it. So that's the only challenging part, my busy schedule, but I squeeze out time for it.
Alrighty, so that was a quick clip of what went down on Sunday at the Lekki Film House, basically, regarding Moms at War premiere. We're moving on to our main stories of the day, and this one is one of the hottest stories this morning. Vogue magazine has declared Wizkid Africa's hottest pop star. Do you agree?
Come on, before that, you guys know the drill already when we're talking about whiskey.
You want to pay homage now?
Please.
Oh, please.
Go on, have your moment. Go on.
No,
That's why I had to ask you first of all if you agree.
No, I don't adore human beings.
Okay,
I don't.
at least give me a coin wave. Whiskey.
It's the royal wave.
It's the royal wave.
The royal wave.
Hi peasants.
I'm up here, you lot are down there.
Okay, so whiskey is
Wizkid's a peasant.
Whoop. You can't compare them if she's royalty.
I mean, if I'm royalty, Wizkid is obviously peasant.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Continue.
No, like, you haven't finished your, like, massive adoration.
So I've
for
been
Wizkid.
talking about everybody, there's always this argument, is either Davido or Wizkid, but Vogue, like the Bible of fashion, just came out to tell us, like, Wizkid is the biggest pop star in Africa. You're not even.
But by the way, let's clarify that. Were they commenting, or were they actually saying that as a matter of statement, or were they just commenting on their?
They were saying. I think it was a response to Wizkid's doing a new pop-up shop in London and stuff.
So should we take that seriously though, as opposed to when
this is my analysis of this whole thing, right? Yes, we know Wizkid is globally recognized. Wizkid is talented. Everybody, we all know that, especially as Nigerians. What I don't appreciate is who's Vogue. I mean, they're a fashion. I mean, with all due respect, Vogue is a huge fashion institution.
Yeah,
it's a fashion Bible.
No, it's not. That's a figure of speech, actually. You read that.
Who's bigger than Vogue?
Oh, so you were
I'm
saying...
not disputing that. You're missing the point. Just listen carefully.
I want to hear you.
Now, Vogue is one of the big, is the biggest fashion institution worldwide, right? I'm not disputing that. That's not what the argument is about. So pipe down. Now, so the thing is, what I don't really understand is why Vogue gets to kind of label who the biggest music person is. It's not the same industry.
Exactly, fashion and music.
Yeah, two, Vogue is like whitewashed. Everybody knows that there's a huge debate about Vogue being whitewashed. So of course they're going to choose Wizkid because who's part of the sample? Like at the moment, Wizkid is like the poster boy for African music.
Yeah.
So of course it's like saying who's the best performer, female performer of all time. Everyone would say Beyonce. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the poster kind of guy. So for me, if it was like, I don't know, like a bigger music industry, like person or personnel that was saying it,
so
then I'll be like, oh yeah, Wizkid has got the record. If it was like, what's these people? Someone from the Beatles saying like Paul McCartney, then I'll be like, okay, wow, like Wizkid's music,
or billboards, you know.
But it's Vogue, and also he's just, the Naomi Campbell link. He's just done Dolce and Gabbana. So, and also the pop-up shop is why Vogue is recognising Wizkid. So they're seeing him from a fashion point of view as opposed to from a musical point of view. So somebody listening to that was probably think, well, Vogue shouldn't really be commenting like...
You know what? I think Ife has a different view. But before we come to you, Ife, let me just quickly say that... I'm also thinking, why do they have to comment? Because they commented on social media. They haven't said it
like
on their
official magazine headline.
Exactly. If it is on there, because I'm like, okay, so they can do this on social media, but they can't actually do it on their magazine.
To be honest, right, I'm going to shake the table a bit. This is all like, dare I say it, it's a bit like propaganda-ish because it's almost like Wizkid's doing a lot for the fashion industry at the moment, globally, internationally. He's becoming recognised in that respect. So of course Vogue is going to say blah, blah, blah. It's not, I don't think it's anything to do with his music. Like, they haven't listened to his first ever album to know that he was like sick from the beginning. Like, do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to hear from...
I mean,
Okay.
if I say what you have to
If
say.
please, we haven't got much time, so please, in one sentence.
First of all, you said you don't think it's about his music, it's because of the fashion. They did not say the biggest pop star fashion designer. They said the biggest pop star. So obviously they were
What
talking
Lagbe
about...
is saying is
No,
that
hold up, hold up.
But we haven't got much time though.
They're
so
talking
quickly.
about his music, obviously, and yes, they're talking about.
Did you listen to anything I just said?
Wait,
Did you?
listen.
Did you actually? Okay.
Wait, what you said is they were saying it because of the pop-up shop. They were not saying it because.
No,
it's
I'm
like,
saying the relationship between Vogue and Wizkid has come as a result of his
okay,
fashion.
since we have just very limited time, I'm just going to say shout out to Wizkid. You're definitely gonna have haters, and definitely you have your haters right here in the building.
All right.
So big shout out to you, Wizkid, and you
All right,
are
then.
the Africa's biggest pop star
You
as far as we are concerned.
Okay, I think this conversation is going to carry on afterwards because it's time for a quick break. But when we come back, we'll be giving you more entertainment news. We won't be long before we're right back.
I actually moved back to Nigeria to open a bakery. This was my goal. And everything I did up till this point was in preparation for this. First of all, life was great because I moved in 2015 right before the recession, right? It was awesome. I was like, wow, there's so much money out here, man. The cost of overheads, power generation, water, you have to be your own local government. And there are no tax breaks. Many places where, where they realize the small business environment is difficult would offer some kind of tax breaks and incentives. We don't do that out here. We want you to come back. We want you to, to start businesses here, but we're not going to do anything to help you. All my experiences in the past have led me ultimately to where I am now.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Up next is Scoop on Lilian Esoro, who says, oh, good heavens. I'm actually quite intrigued about this, actually. What did she say exactly? Because I really didn't understand it.
All right, she said, do not take some friends to where you get your bread buttered. Because some of your friends would actually take the bread, take
person
the
that
butter,
buttered it.
take the bakery, and take the bread factory, take everything.
And she said, she added a comment saying that, and they would even get to take the matchstick that you used to like, start the fire.
Yeah.
So technically speaking,
So
she's talking
what she's saying is,
figuratively.
like, do not take some friends to where you get your opportunities. Like, if I'm supposed to get a job opportunity or somebody's about to give me a contract, do not take some friends along to go get that contract, because at the end of the day, they'll go behind your back, try and talk that person into giving them that contract. And then at the end of the day, they'll give you one excuse or the other. Oh, we found some, and then they would even do it cheaper.
Okay, all right. Ife, before you carry on, let me quickly come to you, Lakwe. Lakwe, do you think that what she has said now, and from judging by what he has said in terms of giving a description of how it happens, where if you take your friend, they would even do it better and give it cheap.
No, they won't do it better. They might do it cheaper just to get it.
Anyhow, they do it, but the point that I'm trying to make is that they will try to snatch it from you. Yeah. So, like, what I wanted to ask is that, do you think this is something that happens globally, worldwide, or do you think this is more akin to Nigeria?
So Ife basically covered most of the point. I think that is what she's driving at. In answer to your question, is it something that happens globally? Yes, I don't think this is like confined to like Nigeria or confined to Africa. I think it's a human being thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a human being thing. I think majority of the time, all your friends aren't always your friends, and not sometimes people are envious of you, and as a result, if you show them where you get those opportunities from, or you show them those networks that you have or the relationships you have with other people, then sometimes people will try and take what's yours. And it's just the human nature of like survival instinct, jealousy, that kind of thing. So I think that's what she's kind of exploring.
Yeah, and do you know if she's speaking from experience? Maybe something like this happened to her recently.
Obviously, something must have prompted this.
Yeah.
It might not be a direct, but at least it must have happened to somebody. Even from personal experience, I know friends that I cannot take to certain places. I can't let them know my links to certain things. Do you understand? this happened recently. Somebody was like, where do you get your clothes from? I linked you up with where. I was like, oh, I get it from this place. And now you go there, the guy keeps stuff for me, like, he keeps stuff for me, like,
and then he goes to collect.
And then he goes to say, the guy will be like, oh, no, I already kept this one for you. He'll be like, ah, no, give me joy, I like it better. Do you know that kind of thing? And then the guy had to tell me, like, your friend is always taking the stuff I keep for you. So I'm like, look, I took you there. Why won't you go for your own stuff? Why are you always going for the stuff I like?
Yeah, why don't you just say that to him?
I did already.
Okay.
Oh.
I won't friends anymore.
All right, guys, we need to move on.
Over clothes.
We need to move on. Okay, so moving quickly on to our next story. Wizkid and Tiwa Savage feature in Nike's advert with Neymar, Coutinho, and Ronaldinho, and even others. So you watched the clip, didn't you? How did you find it?
I found it, well, I didn't expect anything less. Nike adverts are always usually really good. They always have a really good story. The graphics, animations are always great, and people that feature are always really interesting as well. Now, on this occasion, I think it's called Phantom of, what's it called? Do you remember what it's called? This new video, because they've done a World Cup one. This is like a new one. I think it's called Phantom of something.
Okay.
But anyway.
I thought you were going to say Phantom of the Opera then.
No, definitely not. Okay. No, but it's really interesting because like Wizkid looks really comfortable. He's in like a cafe talking to other footballers. Because so the idea is that people are supposed to guess which footballers are like playing the game, and then like the footballers keep changing to someone else. So in this case, Wizkid and Tiwa Savage, and then there's two other footballers that are seated, and they're having a chat. And Wizkid says one line, I think, but Tiwa Savage doesn't really say much. So that was disappointing that we didn't really hear from him.
Honestly, for a while, I did not even know Tiwa Savage was in
Yeah,
that
it wasn't. We didn't hear.
They
from
showed
her.
up for like millisecond.
But Wizkid actually had a line.
Wizkid had a line, and then they focused on him for at least 2 to 3 seconds. So it was just like
it was. Do you think he should have had more time?
Yeah,
no, there was no need. I mean, it's a sports video at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, but to be honest, the first time I saw it, I didn't even know it was Tiwa Savage.
Yeah, you have to.
You understand?
Well, I
like you have to watch it over and over and over again to figure out that
she doesn't
that
say
was
much.
Tiwa
That's
Savage.
just really bad. But that's
and then
my
she didn't
issue.
even say. She doesn't say much.
I mean, she doesn't say anything. Yeah, she just smiles and looks
but
pretty.
Wizkid had a line. He had.
And also, actually, Wizkid's line is interesting because not that many people had lines.
Okay.
So the fact that he made the cut is really, and he looks really good, and he's wearing the Nigerian Nike.
Yeah.
But does that say anything on Tiwa Savage's brand by any chance?
Do you know what I think it says? It's good and bad. I think what it says is, and call me crazy, what it says is that Wizkid is obviously more recognised than she is because he got the line and she didn't.
Because I was like, shall I go there or not?
No, you should go there. And also, Wizkid looked really comfortable. He looked like he's used to doing that kind of thing.
Okay.
I personally feel like she looked slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, like she was trying to make herself look like a diva.
Yeah, she looked slightly uncomfortable. And like, also, he's been getting a lot of the gigs lately, like the international stuff. That doesn't discredit her in any shape or form, but you know, it seems as though that. But what the good thing is, it seems as though both of them are like the poster boy and girl for African music now.
Yeah.
Like we've seen that Tiwa Savage is the woman representing African music globally, and she's the pop star.
And as Sierra said, you know, recently,
and Azealia Banks and so on.
Not
and also,
Alade.
you know, Tiwa Savage has been on the X.
Are you guys ignoring the table I'm shaking here?
What, Jemmy Alade, right? I'm not gonna get involved.
Exactly.
And then Wizkid is obviously the poster boy, so it kind of pits both of them together, which is nice.
All right. But for me though, I think Wizkid always looks comfortable around the stars.
Exactly. That's
and
what
I also admire the fact that Wizkid keeps carrying his people along, because if you ask me, I'll say maybe he might have gotten Tiwa Savage the gig, even though she's one of the ambassadors.
She's love interest, isn't it?
This is no. Apart from that,
This is a
look
business
at
deal.
Duncan Mighty and Tiwa Savage song. I don't think Duncan Mighty would easily get, like, he just did a song with Wizkid, then she's doing a song with Tiwa Savage and Caesar Millie, which
Would you argue that when people are in your circles, just for example, like the Mavens, right? There was Wendy Cole, Tiwa Savage, Deja, and co. Would you argue that once you're around a certain kind of person, like you're likely to like
get more?
Yeah, because
I totally agree, but not everybody does that. Some people do not want other people in their circle to progress. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now it's like Wizkid is putting Duncan Mighty in the spotlight now. Okay, like do tracks with the biggest people. I got you, Tiwa Savage. Caesar Millie is also on the
How
song.
do you know Duncan Mighty didn't ask for that?
No, it can, but it's just okay. Then if it is a coincidence, then it's a very, very, very.
But if are you saying
strange
that this is
coincidence.
Tiwa Savage being in this is down to Whiskey?
No, I'm not saying it's down to Whiskey because she was initially with the adverts crew, which she was part of the people that promoted the Nike jersey for the World Cup.
Okay.
So she has always been part of the team. But I feel like she's probably in that advert again because Whiskey is going to be on it. So it's only right, even if he doesn't say a word, Nike would also invite Tiwa Savage because they're from the same country, they're in the same industry.
Well, having said that, they're both Pepsi ambassadors, so maybe that's another link.
Another link, yeah.
Alrighty, time for another break, but we'll be back before you know it. Don't go anywhere.
Today's top stories are
and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria.
I'm here at Eunice Bashorin Street where
the fire destroyed our transformer completely.
the lowest level you can.
I'm Lakme Banjo. This is Plus TV Africa. The big stories live here.
Big stories live here.
Big stories live here.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story. Seun Kuti laments by saying, "It's slavery. I am never buying expensive clothes for my kids." Okay. So, who wants to go first?
I want Lakwe to say something.
Why? Why?
I don't know, because I have my view on this, but I want you to
I know we're gonna have opposing views on this. Yes, what he's saying is a bit wild. However, I agree with him.
Ah, funny you should say that because I agree with him
I
as well.
agree with him completely. Okay. You don't agree, do you?
No, I'm not going to talk yet.
But I completely agree with him.
Yeah.
I've always said, and anyone that knows me knows I say this all the time, my friends know it, my family know it, right?
How come I don't know it?
True, maybe I've never said it to you, but now you know.
All right, okay.
I've always said, if everybody thought like me, these are my exact words, if everybody thought like me, fashion designers won't make any money. In fact, most people that...
Can I start with
Are you saying you're not a fashionista?
What brand is your shoe?
My shoes aren't designer. This isn't designer. Nothing I'm wearing right now is designer. How about that?
Your bling.
Okay, but this wasn't
sparkly stuff.
No. First of all,
this is a designer. I can see this.
Where?
It's a Cartier.
What's a Cartier? No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not Cartier. No, it's not.
Anyway,
it's not.
your point.
It's a bangle, okay? And this is why it's mental slavery.
Yeah.
Because he assumed it was Cartier. No. Yeah. Just because someone's put their name on it, it's suddenly a designer. Yeah. And then they can charge me thousands of pounds.
Okay, you know what? Like, wait, before you delve deep, let's say that
no,
because
I haven't said my argument. No, I'm going to say my argument.
Like, you see that both of us were in agreement. So let's hear where he's coming from.
I'm going to start by, this is Alexander McQueen, this is Versace, this is Nike.
You are enslaved.
This is Louis Vuitton.
You are enslaved.
This is...
You are enslaved.
Should I go on?
Continue.
Okay.
Enjoy.
All right. So now, just saying all of that, look, affordability. First of all, I'm going to start by saying it is slavery in the sense that we're buying from the white men.
That's what he's saying.
Hold on. If it was a Nigerian brand, as long as it's a Nigerian, like now that Wizkid is doing the whole star, but I'm thinking of how to go get.
But if we haven't got long, I want you to mention your points because you said the first
I'm going
one.
to go straight to my point. Now I started by listing out the designers I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to call it slavery. Okay. It's called if I can afford it. And I want the best. I know I deserve the best. Okay. I'll go for the best. Now, this local brand you're telling me to buy, I buy it, it washes in 2 weeks until we improve on those things.
Well, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be designer to be good quality.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be designer to be good quality, but it is equally expensive. It's equally as expensive
not
as
necessarily.
Excuse me.
It's equally
can
as
I just ask you a question?
As a Gucci.
What shoes can you get? No, wait. What shoes can you get?
It's getting very interesting indeed.
No, hang on. What shoes can you get that's good quality? Yeah, but it's not a designer. but you can get Gucci for the same price. Gucci's average shoes at Gucci are like over £300,
exactly.
and that's even like the last season.
Yeah. And you can get a good shoe for about £100, good quality as well.
Yes, but do you know the difference? When I step out, I'm stepping out in style. You are dressed.
You can dress in style without the designer.
So I do not agree with.
Can I ask you a question?
Because I believe that my children should have the best. My children should wear the best of the best.
If
I can afford it, I will gladly buy my kids.
It all depends on the person. You just said to me, yeah, but you're wearing that's designer. Nothing I'm wearing is designer. Why did you assume it was designer?
Because I thought that was a Cartier, and this is a fossil. So
that is to reinforce your point, though.
Reinforcing my point that it's about the person. You don't have to wear designer to look good. You don't have to wear designer
she looks
to look
good, and all of this is blinging.
And that's what I'm saying. And you assumed it was Cartier, and it doesn't even look like the Cartier.
And you know the annoying part about those ones that are not designers? They tend to imitate the designers, which is so annoying. If they could be original, then maybe I would patronize them. But a lot of them are not original.
This is the issue with designers, because there's a fake market, there's an imitation market. The point is, a design is a design. You would understand that if something is in trend, right? Like, okay, say for example, ripped jeans are the thing that everybody's wearing at the moment, right? You can get ripped jeans from Topshop for £40, yeah. I'm speaking for women's fashion now. But you can also get ripped jeans from Gucci for like quadruple the price, but they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
One just has a name and a flag of whatever the thing is.
But don't forget the quality though, and one is mass produced.
Topshop's quality is good. That's what they can charge.
What I'm saying is that it's not
Zara,
the same though.
Zara can still charge me so much money.
Do you know why? Okay, maybe I'm going to agree with you guys on a whole lot of things on this, because yes, you are coming from foreign, I'm local, and we cannot get those things out
days, I am cracking up big time.
Maybe we get those high quality stuff in Nigeria.
ASOS delivers to Nigeria. ASOS delivers to Nigeria.
So that money that I would use to pay for shipping, I would rather walk
it's free shipping.
It's free shipping.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just bought some stuff from ASOS. It's free shipping.
Yeah, because you used your British card.
No, I didn't.
Nigerian card.
GTB.
What are you saying? GTB, they have international cards.
It's free shipping.
You need to link me up with that.
ASOS. You just gave ASOS a free PR.
Okay, but what I'm just saying is, look, there are a lot of things I would rather walk into a Nike store to go and buy, no matter how expensive, because I know I'm getting the real thing. But the moment, as long as we're able to cop,
if we're able to cop that's the enslavement that he's talking about, because you feel it has to be designer for it to be quality.
Yes.
No, it's not slavery.
It is enslavement.
Just learning from experience. Look, I wore a t-shirt yesterday, feeling fly. When I was buying that t-shirt, I was telling the guy, I hope say you know C2 for market. The guy said no. And then Ada comes in this morning telling me that, look, the t-shirt you wore yesterday, I saw another guy wearing it in water. And I was like, you see what I'm saying? But if I had gone to a Nike store to buy this, I wouldn't have that same experience. And I know if I see somebody else wearing it, it would be original. Simple and short.
Another thing that Seun Kuti touches on is the price, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we've discussed, the imitation, we've discussed different brands and that kind of thing. But what he's speaking on is the price. He bought something for his child, right, from Paris when he went on a tour, came back and asked his wife to put the same outfit on for his daughter, which apparently was really expensive. And I can imagine, because designers charge ridiculous amount for kids' clothing.
For kids' clothing
now, and they know how quickly kids outgrow things. And he found out that his daughter had outgrown the outfit, right? And this is the point. I'm not going to spend so much money on something that doesn't need to be spent. And even if I can afford it, because rich people stay rich because they save their money, not because they spend it recklessly on designer. And if you notice, buying all of this designer stuff is like it's a bad mentality. Because remember, have you ever seen those two pictures together when Jay-Z was just out when he had first come into the limelight? He had so much gold chains, everything was designer, and now where he just wears like a plain black t-shirt, that could be designer.
But you know what?
Okay, we need to move on, guys. We need to move on. We need to move on. We need to move on, guys. We're pushed for time. So, last word. Who wants to have the last word?
To an extent, it's mental slavery.
All right, to an extent, it's mental slavery, but if you can't afford it, please buy it.
Don't buy it if you can't.
And that brings us to the end of the program. Join us this afternoon for another episode of Tea Time. But before we go, my thank you, as always, go to my co-anchors, the production team, as well as our stylist, courtesy of Kudi Empire. I'm Tokunbo Tayo saying good morning.